The upcoming schedule works in the Fever's favor, offering a relatively soft stretch that could help them climb even higher in the standings. If they can capitalize on that and get Caitlin Clark back at full strength, Indiana could be staring down home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs. But perhaps the most promising takeaway from this win is that the Fever have proven they don't need to rely solely on Clark to find success. While she unquestionably elevates the team when she's on the court,
Fever just had a really feel-good win against the Phoenix Mercury, and if you didn't get a chance to watch it, I'm going to break down the game for you. Before we get into the film, though, we've got to talk about just a couple of things. I loved how everybody showed up to win this game. It wasn't just Aari McDonald save us, even though early on it was her saving the Fever. It was Damiris Dantas having big moments in this game. It was Sydney Colson having stretches of being the best player on the court. It was Lexi Hull playing with effort, getting steals, getting out in transition, and finding Chloe Bibby, who hit some big time threes throughout the entirety of this game. It was Kelsey Mitchell having her moments, making big time shots, even though she got benched for a good portion of the later part of this game. Sophie Cunningham showed up, made big time shots, played with effort. Same with Tosh Howard, even though she didn't fill the stat sheet, she got a big block against DeWanna Bonner, which shifted the tide of the momentum in this game.
the basketball gods certainly have a twisted sense of humor, and Wednesday night at Gainbridge Fieldhouse felt like the ultimate punchline. Aari McDonald exploded for a career-high 27 points, while Aliyah Boston delivered a dominant performance with 22 points and 12 rebounds. Despite being shorthanded, the Indiana Fever pulled off a thrilling 107-101 win over the Phoenix Mercury, marking their third consecutive victory. But this wasn't just any win. It was calculated, cold-blooded revenge. The Fever came out, with purpose and poise, turning what could have been a routine mid-season matchup into a statement game.
What was it like having DeWanna Bonner return to Indiana, and what were your thoughts on the fan reception tonight?
Honestly, that got nothing to do with me. I think DB returned because we were playing Phoenix, and so that happened to be that. The fans just do what they wanted to do, but for us it's about paying attention to what we have to do here, and that was coming in again.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Dana Bonner's return to Gainbridge Fieldhouse for the first time since her messy departure from the Fever. This is the same player who essentially quit on the team after just 9 games, demanded a trade, and was eventually released when Indiana couldn't find any takers. Now she's back wearing Phoenix Mercury colors, likely expecting some sort of warm reception. Wrong. Completely wrong. As the 37-year-old veteran checked in off the bench, the crowd at Gainbridge made their feelings crystal clear, showering her with a chorus of boos. And honestly, she deserved every single one of them. But what happened next was poetic justice for Indiana. With Caitlin Clark sidelined due to a right groin injury and no clear timetable for her return, the Fever still managed to improve to 7-7 without their star. Let that sink in. Indiana, missing its biggest name, just dismantled a Phoenix squad considered one of the league's top contenders.
You can see how it happened. Now, in the first quarter, the Indiana Fever ended up going down 10 points, and it was plays like this. Look,
the game began just like a classic revenge story. The Fever trailed the Mercury 30-20 at the end of the first quarter, but everything changed in the second. Indiana went on a dominant 13-0 run from the 8-0 to the 5-0-6 mark, completely erasing the deficit and claiming their first lead of the night. Phoenix came in acting like they could just stroll into Indianapolis and take care of business, but reality hit them like a freight train. That's when Aari McDonald decided this was her moment to absolutely take over.
Of this game, the first quarter was not the best quarter for the Fever.
Throughout the second quarter, Aari McDonald poured in 12 of her career-high 27 points. She was on an absolute mission, hitting shots from every spot on the floor while Dana Bonner sat on the bench, likely questioning her decision to leave this team. And the numbers told the story loud and clear. The Fever's 107 points marked the third highest scoring game in franchise history. This wasn't just a win, it was an offensive masterclass that had the entire arena on its feet. Remember when people said the team couldn't function without Bonner's veteran leadership? Yeah, turns out they're doing just fine without her.
Aari, you've come in from the jump and kind of fit seamlessly with this team. What's kind of been the key or keys for you to come in and be able to contribute like this right away?
I would say being a student of the game, always watching film, asking questions, and just knowing where my teammates, like the ball, just, figuring out ways for them to be successful.
Aliyah Boston made sure to leave her mark in this revenge game. She opened the fourth quarter by scoring Indiana's first 14 points, pushing the Fever to an 88-79 lead. Boston went on to finish with her fourth consecutive double-double, delivering a performance that was more than just impressive. It was a statement. 14 straight points to start the final quarter wasn't just great basketball. It was Boston's way of telling Phoenix and anyone else watching that the Fever don't need players who aren't fully committed.
And to top it all off, even though Aliyah Boston had a lot of trouble finishing around the rim for the first 3 quarters of this game, the fourth quarter was the Aliyah Boston show. She was absolutely spectacular in that fourth quarter, and I think she is the reason why they were able to seal it.
The three-point shooting in this game was absolutely outrageous. Indiana's 10th triple came courtesy of Chloe BBY, who nailed a corner shot with 5:27 remaining, stretching the lead to 91-83. Moments later, Sophie Cunningham was fouled while hitting a three and converted the 4-point play to push the lead to 11. 10 three-pointers in a single game, without their best player on the floor. The Fever were lighting it up from beyond the arc like they had a point to prove. And make no mistake, they absolutely did. Cunningham and DeWanna Bonner each chipped in 12 points for an Indiana squad that improved to 15-12 and scored 100-plus points for the third time this season. That depth, which many questioned after Bonner's departure, has turned out to be not only real, but spectacular. Multiple players stepped up, everyone contributed, and the team chemistry looked better than it ever did with their former teammate. And now, the most satisfying part of this revenge tale, DeWanna Bonner faced the Fever for the first time since walking away from the team earlier in the season. In 21 minutes of action, Bonner went just 1 of 4 from the field. One shot made in 21 minutes. That, folks, is karma at its finest.
Yeah, Aliyah, 17 points in the fourth quarter after 5 in the first week. Just what changed in the fourth quarter? What was your mindset kind of going into those final 10 minutes?
Honestly, all I can say is God is good all the time. I just think the start of the game obviously was rough. Me just missing some easy bunnies, but honestly, my teammates, they do a great job of kind of just staying in my ear and letting me know, like, you're good. But at the same time, even though I'm missing, like, you had Didi come in and hit some big buckets, Baby come in and hit some big buckets. So, you can't really worry about the missed shots because I think everyone steps up when it's their time. And honestly, I think that just made everything better because once people start hitting shots from the outside, then everyone's up, everything's high end, and then you just go score.
And this right here is exactly what fans love to see. DeWanna Bonner tossing up wild, low-quality shots and missing badly, only to get emphatically swatted by TS moments later. That's Indiana basketball. This is what happens when you come back to Gainbridge Fieldhouse after walking out on your team. You're not greeted with cheers. You're booed, outplayed, and sent home empty-handed. Bonner, who forced her way off the Fever earlier in the season in a messy and abrupt split, was held in check all night. She managed just 4 points on 1 for 4 shooting across 21 minutes. That's it. This same player who claimed she didn't fit with the Fever system due to a lack of touches put up a measly 4 points against her former squad, while her replacement helped lead the team to a staggering 107-point performance. The visuals told the whole story. Despite missing her 5th straight game due to a groin injury, Caitlin Clark was animated on the sideline, hyping up the Gainbridge Fieldhouse crowd as her team dismantled Phoenix without her. That's real chemistry, something Bonner clearly couldn't adjust to. The defensive highlight of the night said it all. Bonner was rejected twice on the same possession, first by Lexi Hull, then by Natasha Howard, before the Fever forced a shot clock violation. The crowd erupted. Clark was on her feet, and Bonner had no answers. Just one day after rumors suggested Clark was unhappy in Indiana, the team showed exactly why that narrative doesn't hold up. Meanwhile, Bonner's official statement following her release was all corporate fluff about fit and mutual decisions, but fans knew the truth. She couldn't handle no longer being the center of the offense, and Indiana is clearly thriving without her.